welcome to Great Moments in History. I'm your host, Douglas Welch. Today we're in the archival library at the Europan Museum of Military History, where we're going to learn about the war that shaped the world as we know it. That's right, the Second Europan War. Now, in case you couldn't tell, the Second Europan War was in response to the, First Europan War. Now, we won't go into too much depth here, but it helps to have some context. The European continent was split into two superpowers. In the west, we have the Atlantic Federation, and in the east, we have the East European Imperial Alliance, which, for the sake of time and my sanity, we'll be referring to as the Empire from now on. Also, in this central area, we have the neutral territory of Gallia, which will reveal its importance later on. In the 18th century, the world saw a great industrial revolution. Everyone depended on a very precious resource known as ragnite to fuel their technological advancements. Tension rose over this very limited resource, and as you can well imagine, war broke out, the First Europan War. Now, this war was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Homes and families were destroyed on both sides. The land would be forever scarred from trenches and artillery fire. Eventually, a ceasefire was signed, but tensions were higher than ever, and ragnite was in high demand and short supply. Of course, this uneasy peace couldn't last, and in 1935, the Empire broke the ceasefire by aggressively crossing the border. We know this as the start of the Second Europan War. The world was still broken from the First War, and of course, the second invasion in 1935 was a shock to the entire European continent. The people were still recovering from horrible losses, and just as soon as this uneasy peace was negotiated, the treads of heavy tanks and fires of war swept once again over the countryside. Now remember that neutral territory known as Gallia? They were blessed with rich natural ragnite deposits. And as you can well imagine, this made them a target for the Empire in both wars. Gallia took heavy losses during the Imperial invasion in the First Europan War, and as the tiny neutral principality just found a chance to breathe, the Empire invaded this tiny nation once again. Now, we have numerous first-hand accounts of the Gallian invasion from Gallian militia and eyewitnesses, including Irene Koller. Nevertheless, the Imperial invasion was as fast as it was violent, as troops rained down fire upon unarmed civilians with no discretion. Now, you might be thinking Gallia and the Atlantic Federation didn't stand a chance in the face of this powerful enemy, right? Wrong. Incredibly, the tiny nation of Gallia was able to fend off the Empire, though the battle was long and the losses were great. We've heard this story before, though, haven't we? Well, you may not realize that the Eastern Front was just as fundamental in securing the Federation victory. This mission was known as Operation Northern Cross. For all you history buffs out there, hold on to your trousers, for this is truly a priceless artifact. The actual journal of Commander Claude Wallace's Squad E, known for his heroic contributions in Operation Northern Cross. You see, the Empire was much more powerful than the Federation. The troops led by gifted generals such as Silvaria Bless and the Winter Witch Chromaria Levin. They employed a tactical mastery unlike any other and unleashed their fearsome Valkyria powers on all who were in their way. Now, the Federation was desperate, and it lost 30% of their territory to the Empire in the first 3 months of the invasion alone. Operation Northern Cross was their response, a last-ditch effort to end the war once and for all. In theory, the plan was simple: focus troops on key locations in the Imperial defense and break through to strike swiftly at the Imperial capital, Schwarzgrat. Cut the head off the snake, so to speak. In reality, however, this meant trekking through the frigid landscapes of an especially harsh Imperial winter and facing insurmountable odds. But Operation Northern Cross was the Federation's last hope. Though without going into too much detail, ultimately the Federation was able to pull through. I see we're just about out of time. If you want to learn more about the Second Europan War, or how Operation Northern Cross changed the world as we know it, I invite you to visit the Europan Museum of Military History or discover for yourself Valkyria Chronicles 4. I'm Douglas Welch, and this has been Great Moments in History. Now get out there and make some history of your own.